but he's certainly in no shape to go in there today and wrestle the world champion.
Well, Kevin Martin was to wrestle Harley Race today, and that incident in the tag team match, Kevin, what, he injured his shoulder?
He has. He's not seriously injured, but he's certainly not. Certainly not up to.
What happens now? Do we forfeit the match to the world champion?
I've got no other alternative but to forfeit the match, and the winner, of course, will be Harley Race.
Just a minute, ref. Teddy.
Ron Miller.
I'll wrestle Harley Race.
On television.
Right now.
Well, that's great. That's great. Ronnie Miller has thrown out a challenge now to Harley Race. Mr. Clowney has okayed this?
Mr. Clowney has okayed it, otherwise I wouldn't be here. Mr. Clowney has given me permission to wrestle you, Harley Race, right now here on television.
Well, there you are. So that's
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Miller? I'm not that stupid, you know. What are you talking about, wrestle Ron Miller on television?
Harley, I think.
Ed, I've been put in some embarrassing situations in my life, but this is absolutely ridiculous.
Harley, you are contracted to wrestle out here, Mr.
I am
Clowney.
contracted to wrestle Kevin Martin. It's not my fault that he stuck his nose in something that didn't concern him and he got hurt. Now, you heard the referee say that he could forfeit the match. Let's do it that way. I'm not wrestling this man on television to be embarrassed. That's exactly what they got off.
Harley, you cannot pick and choose your opponents.
I can pick and choose what I like when I'm scheduled to wrestle somebody, and then they stick in a ringer on me.
Well, you can see what's happened. Harley Race has refused now. Harley Race he's taken his world championship belt off and he's moving straight into action. Ronnie Miller just canvas. Ronnie Miller moves into action, picks up ropes, a body slam, body press, the count of two. Boy, oh boy. These two guys have wrestled for 2 solid hours in Australia this year for 2 draws. In March and also just recently where they went the full hour, Ronnie Miller and Harley Race back onto the ropes. There's a smack with a forearm by Race and Miller reciprocates to Race. Race backs off into the neutral corner. Miller moving in, becoming the aggressor. Puts Race into the corner. The referee asking for a clean break. And there's a chop and Miller moves in. Back to the jaw of Harley Race. And the crowd want more. The current NWA World Champion backing away from the Australian champ. The crowd want more. The referee said, wrestle on. Ronnie Miller moves in. And there's that high knee lift from Race onto Miller. And thank God Mr. Tony Coloni, the promoter of World Championship Wrestling, is here today to allow Ronnie Miller to take on this match. Into the corner, into the steel upright goes the head of Harley Race. And Miller smacked with a back elbow by Race. Goes down on the canvas. Pulled up again by Race. There's a vertical suplex taken over. And Miller goes down. Race now. There's that knee drop to the forehead by Harley Race. And the Australian champ is on the canvas at centre ring. That knee drop again to Ron Miller. Harley Race in action. He's jumping up here onto the second strand of ropes. Stands there and dives. The body press is great. Of Ron Miller. Ronnie Miller now. Harley Race on the canvas. Miller lifting up both knees. Race with a big swallow dive onto the knee. And now takes Miller over the top of the ropes and Race is out with him. Out on the steel from the concrete floor is Race and Ronnie Miller. What action for you? The current world champ with the count of 4 being put on by the referee to both wrestlers. Miller climbs back into the ring. Harley Race with that forehead open up again when he hit that floor. Gets up again, moving up onto the top stand. Ronnie Miller moves over. There's that dive again, a flying body press. And the count of 2. I can't believe it! Ronnie Miller, the Australian champion, has defeated the NWA defeated by the Australian heavyweight champion in Ron Miller. These people have wrestled for 2 solid hours here in Australia this year. And what a sensation, the current world champion. And look at the crowd with Ronnie Miller. They're going wild to see their own Australian champ defeat Harley Race. And you wouldn't believe it was not a title match. The title was not on the line, but what a sensation. Harley Race moves outside the ring after being defeated by Ron Miller. Well, there it is on World Championship Wrestling. But Ron Miller, let's see this on our action video disc replay. Harley Race goes right over the top, tries that flying body press. Miller goes down to the canvas. Race lands on top, taking over. And a body press by Miller with the count of 2 being put on by the referee. Race is immobilised, and there it is. What a sensation. Ronnie Miller, the current Australian heavyweight champion, defeats Harley Race, NWA world champion. Well, there it is. You were defeated.
I told you, Miller, it was nothing but an out-and-out conspiracy. I've known you. I respected you. I respect your ability in the ring till now. You Pearl Harbor. I can't say what I want to say, Miller. If I could.
I respect you too. But I bloody well pinned you, didn't I?
Let me tell you something. It's going to come down to you, me. It's coming down to where whatever I got to do, I'm going to beat you. I've come over here twice. I've represented the world of wrestling. I have done it with the utmost respect for wrestling. Until now, Miller, I'm coming back. And when I get back, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you somehow. If I gotta do it that way, fine. You have insulted the world heavyweight champion.
Harley Race many times uses a highly controversial headbutt. Race drives a knee in. Underhooking those arms. And All's back to play and Race. Lateral press. Alls powers out, but Alls is in trouble now. Side. Salto by Harley Race. Excellent Greco-Roman move. Race with a high knee lift that puts Alls on the canvas again. I say, Race, the world heavyweight champion, has a very diversified attack. Race's career almost came to a close before he ever got started. He'd been wrestling about 1 year when he was in an automobile wreck that, well, the wrestler said, doctors said he would never wrestle again, and they doubt if he'd ever walk again. And he not only recuperated, but was able to gain the apex of his career, the World Heavyweight Championship. Race again driving that knee, glancing it off the head of Randy Alls. And again, Alls smashed in the head. This, of course, has to jar the brain, has to stun the man. Again, Race brings him up. A vertical suplex. Race crashing backwards. Randy Alls caught in a vertical suplex. A count of three. A count of three. Randy Alls defeated by the world
champion with one of the most lethal maneuvers in the sport. Here's Steve Rickard.
Harley Race, one of the greatest world champions of all time. He held the championship no less than 6 times. Harley lost the championship to Dusty Rhodes, who in turn lost it to Ric Flair. Harley Race's favourite and speciality hold was the suplex. He would take his man round the neck in a forward headlock type hold, lift him above his head, and then come down to the canvas, bringing his opponent onto his shoulders, and this was always, or almost always, a winning fall. Swears it proudly. Harley Race, a brilliant moving of the world champion. Seaver not quite sure, but then Seaver comes off there with a lovely hip toss, picks Race up for a high body slam, but goes down for a cover, looking for a count here, with the count of one, and Race is up.
Tergaga starting very, very well indeed.
Seaver holding on to that side headlock. Race rolls Tergaga onto his shoulders, looking for a fall. Count of two by referee Miller, and Tergaga throws himself back over, holding tightly on that headlock.
The sheer strength of the world champion can roll the Samoan lad right back onto his shoulders, but at each occasion, Siviapi Tergaga has been able to get back into balance and keep that headlock on the world champion Harley Race.
Seaver holding on to that headlock, and against the best in the world, an opportunity for such a young wrestler. Harley Race takes Seaver high. Seaver's once again holding on to that headlock to take Harley over onto his shoulders. Referee count of one, and Race forces himself off. He takes Seaver around the waist to force his shoulders to the mat. The count of two. Seaver's just holding on to that headlock, trying to keep the upper hand during this match. 4 minutes remaining.
Tergaga showing a lot of confidence in here. He's not overawed by the fact that he is in the ring with the world champion. He knows that the world champion is a tremendous wrestler, and there's proof of it. There's proof of it. Siviapi Tergaga quite dazed by that sudden move of the Harley Race, and the Harley Race driving his knee into the shoulder of Siviapi Tergaga. And there it goes again. Onto the forehead this time.
Harley Race knows all the moves of his trade. Looking for a suplex move here to take Seaver over, getting himself set. Very cunning wrestler, takes it, suplex beautifully. Comes over looking for the cover, count of three. Tergaga throws off.
There's still a little bit of life left in the Samoan boy. He managed to throw Harley Race off. A bit of thumb work here went in by Harley Race there. With his back to the referee, but referee Chris Miller saw that one. He's warned Harley Race.
Race throwing Tergaga across the ring, and Tergaga switches the thing to throw Race into the corner and driving fist after fist into the stomach of Race. Now he's raising again. He goes up, looking for a drop kick, but Race, the cunning wrestler Race is a very clever Race, moves out of the way. Seaver comes down onto his back, and Harley Race driving the knee into the forehead of Siviapi Tergaga. Tergaga looking in trouble. Race picks him up, looking for a favourite move, suplex move. He takes him high above his head.
Here's a pile driver. Is it going to be a pile driver? No, it's not.
Suplex by Race. Race takes him over for that very high suplex, looking for the count, and the count of three. Harley Race, world heavyweight champion, the winner of